Here's the rant. This is it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. Okay, here it is. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It is a different wood than everything. I'm gonna rant someday about the wood swatches. EA hates us. We know that. That's just a fact. And they really can't give us one cohesive, universal wood palette. And maybe for expansions or game packs, here's the rant. This is it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. Okay, here it is. Every time EA puts out a game pack, there are at least one, if not two, wood palettes being used per game pack. And sometimes it's smart. Sometimes it's a good idea. Because like Island Living, that's a great one. That's a great example. Let's take a look at Island Living. Look at this wood. So they definitely have some South Pacific island wood themes going on in this pack. So you've got this wood that's, it's got this very bold, very high contrast grain. You can see the streaks and the stripes of color. It's very tropical. It's very, bold and vivacious. That fits with the pack, right? And that's fine. That's great. That particular pack really had a wood palette that fit, that was distinct for the look of island or tropical theme, so there it is. It's cool. It's lovely. It's some very intense, very interesting wood colors. I actually have one of those tables in Edmund's room. Edmund's got there's one of the tropical tables. And that's just because EA hates us when it comes to end tables, because we just don't have, some nice basic options that are the right size. I mean, the coffee tables are ridiculously out of proportion. That's a rant for another day. So here's this wood, that's great. And I think, yep, here by and his bed, these are all the Island Living pack right there. And that they work together. It's a look. But what if I wanted to use this furniture style, this look, or this nice, fairly plain, good-sized table in a normal, in an average, everyday, basic wood color? There's no option for that. There's no secondary palette for woods that is cohesive throughout their packs. And I really think there should be, because even in like base game woods, there's no particular match. So like this is a coffee table that's base game and wood. And we'll take a look. Here are some woods. That's, decent, light wood, dark wood, medium. There's a white, there's a really dark, coffee or espresso colored wood. So that, and then they have this off-white, which is not blonde wood, but it's not the white option either. They do that a lot. So, because that's the white. That's like painted wood. That's like painted white, like super white. And then that was the black that I just went through right there. So those are options in base game woods. Let's try another base game table. I'm just spitballing here, but will this wood match that wood? No, it really won't. It just really won't. Like, look at this mess. It's got a completely different grain style, in the wood, and it's close. I mean, it's clearly using what it thinks is the same palette, but between the texturing and the style, it's not really a match. So if I had this table like a dining room, right? So if I had this table as like a sideboard in the dining room, and I wanted to use this table as the actual dining room table, and I know it comes from a different category, this is just a hypothetical, but they wouldn't, it would look off. It wouldn't look, so let's set this to like, okay, that's a nice basic wood. And see, do you see? Okay, so this is this one's color swatch. Nice basic might be that one, maybe. Oh, that's too bright. Maybe this one is the medium. That's a dark, medium, medium light. And then this one, medium light. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you can see, look at this color swatch for these woods and look at this one. They're clearly different. And these are both base game wooden tables. So even in one pack, even in base game, the wood doesn't match. So it's just like, how do I make a cohesive build? How do I make a build where it looks like the furniture is, I mean, and the truth is you can't match. You can't. So in this room alone, look at how like this wood is close but not a match for this. And this wood is close but not a match for this. And then this wood is close but not a match for this, which is not a match at all for the floors, the doors, or the window casings, the window frames. And then that's not a match for this at all. But it's good furniture, and it's the look and the style that I want and the size that I want in this room together. I mean, that's an aesthetic, and it's more or less working. But the woods really don't match. And in real life, now some people can't do this. This is a privilege thing. I get that. But in real life, if you have an aesthetic, you know what wood it is, or it is possible to know what wood it is. It is possible to say, I like the coffee or the espresso color from IKEA. Their furniture in that color, and that's going to be basically the same for anything that IKEA makes as a brand. They're going to have an espresso color. It's probably going to match my other espresso colored wood from them, and that'll be awesome. And then, in other ways, even if you're not working all within the same brand, like all IKEA furniture, you can go to like a furniture store and be like, what wood is this? I like this wood. And they'll be like, oh, well, that's mahogany. And then you have a basic idea that, I mean, different brands will have different finishing and will maybe cut the grain a different way. But in general, mahogany wood is gonna be mahogany. That's what it's gonna be. So you can walk around to any store and be like, I'd like all my furniture in mahogany. If possible, that would be great. But instead, we've got crazy swatches. I mean, let's look at this room alone. So there's a swatch that's super basic. A white, a black, a gray, a wood color, and then that not blonde, but not white, but not gray. I mean, what is that? Ash? What tree makes that wood? If you know what tree makes wood this color, tell me in the comments, because what is that? Anyway, and then over here, woo, completely different palette. Look at that. Look at this crazy, I mean, you've got a white and a black and a dark wood and a light wood, and then you know, here's the not white, but maybe not, oh God. And then they have a second not white, but whatever, painted wood or whatever. And then here, boom, whole nother palette. Because this palette isn't the same as that palette. Look at that. The swatches are, I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts, and it kills me. It kills me. Whole completely different palette right there. Look at that. So this is the kind of stuff we work with. And I just think I'd like if they did this overall with all the fabrics. But I'd be grateful if they did this at least for the wood. Can you, EA, in addition to whatever special color wood goes with the theme of your particular pack, whatever special color paints, you like, this one's got paint colors because it comes from the, I think the Parenthood pack or the toddler pack is this kind of style with these cute, you know, pink and blues and that green. Anyway, so that's great. So those are some swatches unique to this particular pack. That's fine. But could you also find a way, please, for the love of all that is holy, include on every wooden piece of furniture, in addition to maybe the top tier of pack-specific woods, a lower tier of universal wood tones that are just on every swatch. Every palette that has wood also comes in this one set, a row or two of universal wood tones, so that, yeah, I can use the pack palette when appropriate, but sometimes you just want your wood to be plain and basic and match and be a good wood tone. I mean, is that too much to ask? I really feel like builders everywhere have this problem. Look at these woods. Nothing is gonna match anything ever. But look at these. I mean, completely different. Just maybe I just need to let it go. Do I need to let it go? I probably need to let it go. All I'm saying is, I really think there's not a builder alive who plays in The Sims that wouldn't agree that the wood palettes are a mess. They're a mess. We are constantly modding to have a cohesive universal wood palette that applies to things. I mean, we're doing this for everything else too. You know, a palette for your clothing swatches, a palette for your furniture recolors. I mean, we're basically making this game ourselves, is what I'm saying here, because EA can't be bothered, thinks that a universal palette is beneath them or boring. I mean, what is it? What is it, EA? Why don't you love us? Why? So that's wood. That's wood palettes and swatches in EA, and how they don't match, and we hate them because they hate us. Whew. I think I'm done now. I mean, really. Freaking wood. End rant.